Sources with the Ratchabrook School presents an Insight Music Year 3 lesson. For the song Mr. Frog, we will do note reading, we will do lyrics reading, note singing, and lyrics singing, as well as learn some of the vocabulary words learned in this song. Are you ready, Year 3? First, let us read the notes of the song. As you can see on the screen, sol, sol, do, ti, ti, la, la, ti, la, sol. This is 3 counts here. Sol, do, ti, la, sol, sol, fa, mi, re, do. Okay, did you get it? Okay. I will read it again. I hope that you will read with me. Okay, let's read with me. 1, 2, 3, go. Sol, do, ti, la, la, ti, la, sol. Sol, do, ti, la, sol, fa, mi, re, do. Okay, great job reading Year 3. Okay, moving on. The next part is let us read the lyrics of the song. The lyrics, there are 2 stanzas. Okay, when I say stanza, it's the lines. Okay, there's a 1 and the second stanza is here. First stanza, second stanza. So let us read. First stanza. Mr. Frog jumped out of his pond one day and found himself in the rain. Said he, I'll get wet and I might catch cold. So he jumped in the pond again. Number 2. A little frog sat on a log and said, nobody cares about me. A duck came along and said, you are wrong, and gobbled him up for tea. Okay, so the lyrics is very easy to understand, right? Let me explain it briefly. There was this frog who jumped out of the pond, okay, one day. But when he went out of the pond, he found himself in the rain. It was raining. Then he said, oh, I'll get wet and I might catch cold. Catch cold means you get sick. So he said, I'll better jump in the pond again. So he jumped again. Okay, another line. Stanza 2, it says, there's a little frog. It sat on a log and said, oh, I'm so sad. Nobody cares about me. Okay, but a duck came along and said, oh, you're wrong, and gobbled him up for tea. Oh, he was eaten for tea. Okay, this little frog here is a sad story, right? He was so sad, but then the duck came and said, you're wrong. But he was made a snack for tea for the duck. Oh, my. So let's read it again. Read it with me this time. 1, 2, 3. Mr. Frog jumped out of his pond one day and found himself in the rain. Said he, I'll get wet and I might catch cold. So he jumped in the pond again. A little frog sat on a log and said, nobody cares about me. A duck came along and said, you're wrong, and gobbled him up for tea. Okay. Thank you for reading with me, Year 3. Moving on. This time, we will sing the notes and the lyrics of the song with Teacher June. Are you ready? Okay, music maestro.
Sol, do, ti, ti la la la, la ti ti la 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 sol, sol do ti 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 la la sol, sol sol fa mi re do. Mr. Frog jumped out of his pond one day and found himself in the rain. Said he, I'll get wet and I might catch cold, so he jumped in the pond again. A little frog sat on a log and said, nobody cares about me. A duck came along and said, you are wrong, and gobbled him up for tea.
Okay, kids, let's try one more round and then we'll go to our vocabs. Okay, more practice. Notes and then lyrics. Please try to sing along, kids.
Sol sol do ti 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 la la la, la ti ti la 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 sol, sol do ti 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 la la sol, sol sol fa mi re do. Mr. Frog jumped out of his pond one day and found himself in the rain. Said he, I'll get wet and I might catch cold, so he jumped in the pond again. A little frog sat on a log and said, nobody cares about me. A duck came along and said, you are wrong, and gobbled him up for tea.
You know what's funny, kids? The first line was so funny, right? And then the second one was so sad. Yes, because this one here, the Mr. Frog, he was being funny. He jumped out of the pond and found himself in the rain. And he said, okay, I'll get wet. I might get sick. So he jumped in the pond again. It's very funny, right? But the second frog, the little frog, was so sad. But then the duck came along and, ate him up for tea. Okay, let's study your vocabs. It's all about the frogs. As you can see, this is a green frog over there. Okay, so this is it. As you can see, Mr. Frog jumped out. Okay, so you can see he jumped out, right? Oh, there. Next. Of this pond one day. This is a pond. It is a small body of water. Okay. Or just a paddle of water can be a pond. Okay, next. He said, and found himself in the rain. And said I'll get wet. See, he's got wet. It rained on him. Next one. Then he said, oh, I might catch cold. So catch cold means to get sick, right? If you get sick, you have cough, you have fever like that, the normal cold. Next. So he said, so he jumped in the pond again. Okay, so he jumped in the pond again. Good decision, Mr. Frog. This one, number 2. A little frog sat on a log. A log is a cut part of a tree, yeah? If this is the tree, it's cut down and there's a log there over here too. So he sat on a log. Okay, he's so sad. He said to himself, nobody cares about me. I'm so sad. Okay. Let's see. Oh, here comes a duck. A duck came along and said, no, Little Frog, you are wrong. Oh, you're wrong, huh? Okay, this duck is very wise. Maybe he's hungry. He didn't eat his lunch. So he decided to gobble the little frog for, oh, see, there's the frog now in the mouth of the duck. Okay, he's almost to be gobbled up, and gobbled him up for tea. You know, we talked about the, was that our last song last week was about the teapot, right? And we talk about how tea is made, okay, and you can eat it with biscuits. So I'm sorry, the little frog was being like a biscuit for this tea time for Mr. Duck. Okay, so kids, I think it's time for some karaoke time. This time we'll do a karaoke. Remember what we did? First, we will be singing the notes, and then each time for the lyrics, a picture will demonstrate what is the song all about. Okay? So let's start. Music, maestro.
Sol, sol, do, ti, la, la, ti, la, sol. Sol, do, ti, la, sol. Sol, fa, mi, re, do. Mr. Frog jumped out of his pond one day and found himself in the rain. Said he, I'll get wet and I might catch cold. So he jumped in the pond again. A little frog sat on a log and said, nobody cares about me. A duck came along and said, you are wrong, and gobbled him up for tea.
Okay, so kids, you were able to understand through the pictures how the song goes, okay? The first one was being funny because, of course, the frog, okay, the frog was what? He's already wet in the pond, but he jumped out of it. And then when he got wet by the rain, okay, he said, I might get sick. Okay, so he jumped right back in. Right? He was afraid to get sick. Okay, so he went back in the pond and he's wet actually. So, but the second one was very sad story, right? About the frog who was so sad. Nobody cares about him. And then the frog said, okay, you're wrong. And instead, have him for tea. Okay. Music, maestro.
Sol, do, ti, la, la, ti, la, sol. Sol, do, ti, la, sol. Sol, fa, mi, re, do. Mr. Frog jumped out of his pond one day and found himself in the rain. Said he, I'll get wet and I might catch cold. So he jumped in the pond again. A little frog sat on a log and said, nobody cares about me. A duck came along and said, you are wrong, and gobbled him up for tea.
So, year 3, that ends our video, our singing video. Okay, if you want to gain more mastery, you can repeat this video over and over again. Every video that we make, okay, credits to keyboard player and lecturer, Teacher Eileen, okay, yours truly, and singer and producer, Teacher June. Okay, see you in the next video, kids. Bye for now.